How do you do, fellow kids? It's me, your super cool hip Zoomer pal, Michael Knowles, here with another installment of Gen Z vocabulary. Last time, I think I did pretty well. I acquitted myself nicely by knowing all the hip, cool lingo, 23 skidoo, and I'm gonna do it again, baby. I bet I'm gonna get most of these right. This is brought to you by Genusel. More from them in just a little bit. First, though, let's start out with my Rizz. You know, my Rizz. Rizz, I've heard this word. I think I heard it on the Whatever podcast. Rizz, I think, is like, it's like my game, my demeanor, my je ne sais quoi, that is how people perceive me in the world. Is that right? Another word for spitting game. Yeah, kid, how good you are with pulling and sustaining many women. That was a little bit cheating because the gals on the Whatever show talked about my Rizz and also the Rizz of the host of that show and compared the respective Rizzes.
Rizz.
It's like game.
And they found my Rizz to be superior. I'm not saying that's just what they happen to say. So an example is person one. Are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see. Person watching from afar, damn, that simp has no Rizz. That's true. That would be a Rizzless sort of thing to say to a lady. Okay, next one, touch grass. This is pretty clear. This is an imperative command that you would make to somebody who has gone too far down the virtual reality rabbit hole. They're too terminally online. They need to get out of their hyper niche, abstracted, bizarro world, and they need to come back into contact with reality. They need to get back into the physical, tangible world. Grounded, they gotta literally touch grass. Okay, definition. Used when someone is doing something weird, stupid, or pointless, means they need to come back to reality. They need to get some fresh air and get back in touch with how the real world works. Bam, baby, batting 1,000. Example of this would be, been keeping track of my crush's snap score. Snap score? She's most active on Friday, least active on Monday, most. Dude, you need to go touch grass, get a job or something, damn. So, the only thing I'm confused about there is a snap score. I hope that's not a phrase that comes up later. I don't know what a snap score is. An op. Okay, and this is spelled O-P-P, which is confusing because if I were hearing about an op, like, oh man, that's a total op, or like, man, that George Floyd stuff, man, what an op that was, I would believe that were a political operation or a psyop. You know, it's a distraction and a provocation to create some kind of chaos or to provoke and impel some kind of reaction. Now, my producers spelled it O-P-P, so there I'm gonna say that maybe that refers to some kind of opportunity coming up or some other term that I'm unaware of, or it could just be the case that my producers don't know how to spell cool Gen Z lingo. So let's see, what's the definition? Ah, damn, they were right and I was wrong. It's anyone in a competition against you. So it's not a psyop, and it's not an opportunity, it's an opponent. Okay, that's what I get for my hubris for thinking that I knew how to spell these terms better than my producers do. An example, my mom made me take out the trash while this hottie was checking out my Minecraft mod. She was being a total op. She was, and now you won't be able to spit that Rizz at the hottie checking out your Minecraft mod. A baddie. Well, I always think of Baddie as that British sketch of the Nazis. Where say, you know, do you ever think, oh, we the baddies? Oh, we the baddies. So what's a baddie? I don't know. I assume it's like a bad B-I-T-C-H, you know, someone who's really notorious. You know, someone who maybe you don't want to bring home to mom, but because of our concupiscence, it would be someone to whom we nevertheless are attracted. That's how I would view baddie. Is that close? Let's see the definition. A girl who is hot ASF, can be slim and thick, but don't have to be, independent and can hold her own. Yes, I guess, do I get credit for that? Control room's gonna take a vote, I think, because the definition just tried to put baddie in the best possible light. Thank you, they're gonna give it to me. And I was describing baddie in perhaps a more realistic light. And then the example they gave is producer Justine is a total baddie. Hey, come on now. That's not nice. Maybe it is, in a way it is kind of nice. But I think producer Justine is a lovely lady who you very much would like to take home to meet your parents. She's beautiful both inside and out. How about that? IYKYK. This is obvious, man. Can you please challenge me? Can someone who doesn't underestimate my hipness please write these terms? If you know, you know. And I know. For real, no cap. Definition is, of course, if you know, you know. It's usually associated with sarcasm and eye winks. Just put a pause right there. What other kind of winks are there? Like a nose wink, ear wink? A wink is a motion of your eye. An example, Biden totally won the 2020 presidential election. Hashtag, if you know, you know. Now, how do I stay so vibrant and young? One way would be Genucel. Our friends over at Genucel have you covered. Genucel is offering 70% off their most popular package, which includes their Ultra Retinol and Dark Spot Corrector. Our producers love the Ultra Retinol offered in Genucel's most popular package. The nighttime moisturizer contains a powerful retinol alternative to visibly reduce the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, and skin discoloration without the irritation of retinol. Genucel's Ultra Retinol helps to exfoliate the skin, which can reduce the appearance of pores and improve skin texture, can even help to even out that skin tone by reducing the appearance of age spots and hyperpigmentation. Best of all, Genucel guarantees results in as little as 12 hours or your money back. Plus, I love the whole company and I love the founder. Great guy from Egypt, Coptic Christian, fled Egypt for the American dream. Go to genucel.com/KnowlesYT, Knowles, letter Y, letter T, to save over 70% on their most popular package. That includes the Dark Spot Corrector, as well as their Ultra Retinol and Under Eye Treatment. You will get a complimentary Spa Essentials box with every order, plus a free upgrade to priority shipping. Genucel.com/KnowlesYT, Genucel.com/KnowlesYT. Back to the lingo. It's giving. Is it a shortening of like it's giving birth, and then you say that in a kind of ironic way, or it's giving of itself? It's giving.
It's not even giving what y'all said it was supposed to give.
I have to have some kind of guess. It's giving. Or is it like, is it a play on Thanksgiving? And it's sort of, but it's like I don't know. Definition, depending on context, if someone says it's giving to you and adds nothing after, then that means the person thinks you fine ASL. They mean ASF. What is ASL? They're telling me ASL is as hell. Why wouldn't that be ASH? That'd be ash. Also applies to other nouns, looks good. If the person says it's giving and then adds something after, then what they say after is what they think of the noun they're talking about. Okay, so the example is, girl 1, that boy over there, girl, it's giving. Girl 2, but his friend is giving stalker vibe, so I don't know. It's giving. So I kind of like that, because what we're saying is that the default term ought to be goodness. It's giving good vibes, right? It's giving pleasant feelings. It's giving beauty. I like that's the default. We're moving away from the cynicism of the millennials, and we're moving into the frivolity, though I think perhaps greater giddiness of the Zoomers. Next word, tea. Oh, well, that's obvious. Tea is that good gossip, you know? That's that stuff you gotta spill.
What's the tea?
There we go. There we go. Man, I'm so cool. I can't get over, even I am sometimes impressed by my absolute vocabulary Rizz. The best kind of gossip, they say, typically shared between friends. It's a bonding tool for people of all ages. It's also a mortal sin, but go on. At least if you assent with your will to engaging in spilling that tea. Who cries over spilled milk? Nobody. But you know who cries over spilled tea?
You, if you burn in hell for eternity because of your sins.
Tea is usually about someone you know, but can also extend to celebrities, random internet scandals, etc. Examples, I've missed so much. What's the tea, sis? And the answer is, I don't know who wrote these examples. I heard producer Jacob is single and into this conservative e-girl spill the tea bay. I did encounter some of that tea spilt on the floor of the studios. I've encountered that a number of times. Next word, bop. It's like when you twist it and you pull it and you bop it, you know? Bop, what is bop? Well, it's not bonk. I've sometimes seen bonk in memes on Twitter, which is when people get a little too lecherous in their commentary and people say, bonk, you've got to stop doing that. But bop, what is bop? Is it a verb? Is it a noun? Bop. The whole point of lingo is to elude people. So the whole point of it is for me to not be able to understand it. And I think this one has reached that level. I don't bop. I'm gonna say, just try to get half a point or something, it's some kind of physical feature rather than say a verb or some mere concept. Nope, totally missed it. Used to reference a good song, to say that a song is really good. I like that because it's kind of old-timey, like bop. You're gonna go to the sock hop and listen to some bops. Example, Smokey Mike and the God King just dropped a new track. It's such a bop, you know it. Every time that's a big bop. Drip, oh kid, you think I don't know about drip? You think that I could walk in here every day? Actually, today my drip is a little bit lacking because I keep stealing my clothes and leaving them at home and not bringing them back to wardrobe. But any person of Italian extraction, especially one with a very nice wardrobe department over here, is gonna know what that good drip is, kid. You know, it's that fashion, it's that demeanor, it's that whole mode of comportment. Definition, they say, is very swag and cool, drip, drippy, dripping, can be used to describe an outfit, accessory, person, song, etc. And the example is, have you seen Michael Knowles' hair and olive skin? He must be using Jeremy's razor, hair, and body products. Either way, it's a total drip. Thank you very much to whoever wrote up that example. Bussin'. Oh man, I know about bussin', because this also was introduced to me on the Whatever podcast, but I think I kind of forgot it. It's not when you're capping. Is bussin' like when you're joking? Or, I forgot what bussin', it looks, when you write it out, it looks like it's French, like Busan. What is it, Busan? Bussin', is it like you're hustling, like you're working very hard? I'm gonna say bussin' has to do with work ethic, just to throw it, I don't, what do I know? Bussin' is an adjective used when something is so good. That's it?
This stuff is bussin'.
Half these lingo words just mean good. Usually when people say bussin', they're talking about food. Example, is it bussin', Janelle? That S-H-I-T was bussin'. I just had to take another bite of that he, him, or she, her chocolate bar. Is this whole exercise merely a way to plug Jeremy's consumer goods? Is that what this is about? Maybe. Okay, next one, dank. Oh, well that's like the memes that I produce, for example, would be extremely dank. Dank, not meaning fetid and moist and diseased, but dank meaning of superb quality. Like if I were going to, head on down and smoke a little bit of that Haitian oregano, get some of that sticky icky, I would request that it be the absolute dankest of the dank. Not that I would do that, of course, because I'm not a huge lib and I prefer tobacco to the devil's lettuce. That's a discussion for another time. So, in a way, this is another one of these words that just means like very, very good, but in a way that has a kind of mischievous and connotation and also a connotation of connoisseurship. Slang used when describing something cool, hot, and totally awesome. Yeah. Have you seen Courageous? That movie is dank. Okay, I think there are multiple producers in that room who are writing these examples. So, okay, he's using the example, my producer Ben Davies is using an example of a Christian movie that he starred in. I was describing that sticky icky. Perhaps both are dank. Actually, perhaps it's just the former, who knows? Dead, D-E-D. I assume this is just a charming way of spelling D-E-A-D. Like, for instance, if you told me a joke, or if you, even better, insulted somebody in a way that was really biting, I would then be dead. I would be totally dead from that. It would have killed me. It would have killed us all.
We're all gonna die! We're all gonna die!
With its wit and cleverness, is that right? sending each other memes until one of the participants dies of laughter. So they are known as dead. Yup, 100%. I am a young, vibrant man. Much like the former president said about himself, I am way cooler than I expected. Because all these pop culture references you're seeing here, like modern things that the kids do, I don't know, they play video games and go to discotheques and stuff. I don't really know anything about that. As far as the lingo goes, man, as far as the words go, I am there. The example is LMAO, Ben and Jacob keep sending me the funniest memes on the internet. I'm dead. I'm not sure. I think when they send me memes, I usually ossify. I'm dead from rigidity because of how unfunny the memes frequently are. But either way, I guess it would be the same conclusion. The sauce. Well, the old-timey meaning of that lingo would be booze. It's like, old Uncle McGillicuddy, he's on the sauce again. But I assume it doesn't mean that because lingo changes. The sauce, it's not like the tea. Is it like the secret sauce, like the hot sauce, like something to kind of spice you up, make you a little bit saucier? That's what I'm gonna suggest. When you see a porn meme and ask for the origin, I'm glad I didn't know that. I'm proud to say I did not know that. Example, yo bro, what's the sauce for this? Asking for a friend. Why is it called sauce? Oh, like the source, says my obviously pornography addicted man in my ear right now who is so aware of this. Like this, give me the sauce, like you're from Boston or something. I kind of like it again. Pick me girl. Is a pick me girl, the image I have in my head when I hear that, I've never heard that before, is of a girl in 9th grade English class just saying, pick me, I've got like a kiss up or something, like a goody two shoes, like a teacher's pet. And so I could see the phrase applied not merely to the academic setting, but even to social settings. I could see it even applied to the kind of girl who's vying for the attention of men, who's just
I'm a pick me girl.
very ostentatious and demanding attention. Is that right? Yeah, there we go. Pick me girl is a girl who seeks male validation by indirectly or directly insinuating that she is not like the other girls. Basically a female version of a simp. Yeah, those girls, I'm not like the other girls, you know, I'm a cool girl. Girls who say, oh, I'm only friends with the boys. I'm not friends with girls. You think, okay, well, maybe you should be friends with girls. Why is that? Other than the fact that women, just as a general rule, all hate each other. But again, that's also a topic for another time. The example here is Natalie just loves Andrew Tate. She's such a pick-me girl. That's true. It's where a gal would disingenuously pretend to agree with something a man thinks in believing mistakenly that a man wants someone in a romantic partner who is identical to him rather than complementary to him. But also in the mistaken view that when a man says something and when a woman says something, that's the same. But they're not the same because men and women, of course, are different. Okay, what's my favorite one? I would say my favorite one is probably bop. I like bop because it's just so wholesome. It shows you how lingo and faddish language is recursive, that history doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme, that actually our language is a commentary on itself. You see this process of language all the time. I think about beads.
Beads.
Bees?
Beads.
Beads?
Job's not on board.
You know, I pray a rosary, and the rosary is beads. There are other types of prayer beads that you can pray as well. And the beads refer to the word bid, like I bid, like I pray you to do something. So the word for bead, which we now use beads in all sorts of ways, comes from the prayer beads that refer to the prayers. And so you see this constant deepening of meaning the further back you look throughout our language, from language that is now rather conscious and critical, all the way back to that early language, which was so dense with meaning and so poetic. You see all these layers. How can I bring this to earth a little bit? The word rad. In the 80s, the word rad was really cool and hip and lingo. And then rad went away and it was extremely lame and not cool at all. And then rad kind of came back, but in a sort of ironic way, where you would, but the thing about irony is that if you engage in irony all the time, then it's no longer ironic, it becomes earnest. I love that. Bop. My Least favorite one? Sauce. It's so degenerate, not just to look at porn, which is ubiquitous, but to go further, to say, okay, there's porn everywhere, and then people are making jokes about porn, and you're laughing about the joke about the porn, but you're so addicted to this smut that you then, in the midst of your joke, you cut off your laughter to try to get the porn itself to go back and take it very seriously. Yuck. Now my producers are trying to wiggle their way out of this porn thing they're saying, no, it doesn't have to be a porn thing. All right, I think we all know where you've picked up your Gen Z lingo. Fellas in the control room, yuck. You're not gonna have very much Rizz if you keep up that kind of behavior. Enough of that, disgusting.